and today we're going to have a look at the Messi feint rotation. The skill looks like this. I'm going to show you two variations for this skill. You can use them in different game situations. Game situation number one is if your body is between you and the player. So the defender or the opponent is just next to you. You have your ball, in this case, on your right foot. You're both running next to each other. You pretend to pass, then you quickly have a touch, another touch, and then you push off. Couple of things that are important. Make sure your legs are not too wide. Make sure your legs are pretty close together. Okay, you can use your arm here to block the opponent a little bit from the side. Then you dribble, and it's very important to do the feint, to pretend to pass, and then you step past the ball while you bend your knees. Then you do one little push, rotate again, a second push, and the third push, you take off. Couple of things that are important for this skill. Obviously, always be aware where your opponent is. So if he's too far behind you and he stops over there and you do the skill and turn into him, you want to avoid that. So make sure the opponent is probably even in touching distance to your arm. He's very close. Then you dribble, you start bending your knees, you start pretend to pass, touch, second touch to rotate, and then you push off. So what's very important, what differentiates professionals from amateurs in this skill especially is, first of all, you always know where your opponent is. So you do it the right timing. When you do the skill, then you have one step. So a lot of beginners try to do it in one or two touches. So it looks like this. You come here, one, and then you already go, okay? So you have very little control over the ball, but even worse is when you do it in one touch, you can't see the defender at all, okay? So that's why when a professional does a skill, feint, one touch, second touch, you have visuals again, and then you push off if the space is empty, okay? You never know where the defender is at. So you want to have that second touch to get on top of the ball and then be able to go wherever you have to go. Feint, touch, get on top. If there's the defender in front of you, obviously you're not going to push in. You can push to the side or you can push to the other side as well. A professional will always try to have more than one option in case, depending what the defender does. Also, a beginner mistake is very often that you don't bend your knees enough, okay? When you dribble and when you step and you're too straight, then you're too close to the ball over here, you have to rotate and then you get on top of the ball. So what you want to do is, you already have your knees bent. As soon as you feint, you bend your knees and you rotate in, push away, turn, and then you push off. Now I'm going to show you a second variation of this skill. Variation number two is if the defender is in your back. Okay, defender comes from this side behind you. What you want to do is you dribble. As soon as you feel he's close, you do a feint move into the direction of the defender, and then you quickly rotate your knees around and you have one, two touches and you rotate around with the inside of your foot. It's a difference here. We use the inside of our foot. For the skill before, we use the outside of our foot. Because you feint with the same foot and take the ball with the inside of the same foot, you want to make sure that you step and then the first touch is away from the defender and then you rotate around and then you assess the situation again if you can just sprint straight or you have to go to any of those directions, this one or that one. Okay, we do it slowly again. We dribble, we feint, we bend our knees, quick step, and stay very close here. And then we can either do a skill or we can push off depending what the defender does. Okay, a beginner mistake very often is here. You dribble, you do the skill, and then you try to rotate with your first touch. Okay, you have no idea where the defender is exactly, so that's never a good idea. Okay, so you want to make sure, step, one touch, two touch, and then you're on top of the ball, so you're ready to either do a skill or to just push off wherever the empty space is and wherever the defender is. What's very critical, what's a big difference between amateur and a professional, amateurs very often when they dribble, touch and have two aggressive touches on the ball and then they're struggling with their movement. Okay, so a professional will always try to touch the ball very gentle, okay? Very gentle, but very accurate. Okay, so step, soft, and then we sprint off, okay? That's it for today. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. Like, comment, share. See you next time.